Dutch Embassy in DC. Very proud to have you here since you won the competition yesterday, challenging extremism, fighting radicalization with your media campaign, Dare to be Grey. And now the floor is yours to show us what you came up with. Let's give it up for Ilse, Judith, and Marcel.
First of all, thank you for having us here. We're very pleased that we were invited to the Dutch Embassy here in Washington, why we are here in Washington, and how we got engaged in this peer-to-peer challenging extremism program. It started all in November 2015, when Adventure Partners, who is the consulting agency who organizes this competition on behalf of the State Department and Facebook, reached out to Professor Jacco Pekelder, who is a professor of Dutch-German relations and terrorism at Utrecht University. And the question was, would you like to take part? We didn't hesitate. Jacco reached out to me. I became his student assistant, and together we put together a group of 21 students, mainly with a background in international relations from a historical perspective, but there was also people there who study law or cultural anthropology. So very wide diversity of students. In February we kicked off the program, and our mission was to develop a product, tool or initiative to counter violent extremism. We immediately started out with reaching out to experts in the field, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the municipalities of Utrecht and Amsterdam, and the students have worked very, very hard for the past 5 months, and in May we had to submit our final submission to the State Department, and we heard that we were invited here in Washington, and Alicia already mentioned it, that yesterday we won the Facebook Global Digital Challenge, which we are so thrilled about. And I give the floor now to Ilse and Marcel, who will present our Dare to be Grey campaign and its rationale behind it. Thank you.
Thank you, Judith. Now you all know how this adventure started. When we started the beginning of the campaign, we started doing a little research. For this research, we visited several Dutch institutions, and for example, the NCTV, and we also spoke to David Kenning, an expert and advisor on radicalization. And besides that, we did also a literature research, and our research showed that there are different push factors that leads to radicalization. And there are different push factors on a personal level, but there is also one called Islamophobia that's also very important in the radicalization process. And what we learned is that framing Islam as the problem of radicalization, this contributes to the spread of Islamophobia, and framing of the Islam leads actually to polarization. And this polarization drives people apart. And that's what we thought is very, also a breeding ground of the radicalization. And the problem that I just tried to explain is captured very good in the next quote of Ban Ki-moon. A dangerous trend is emerging, a new politics of polarization. Today, the primary targets are immigrants of the Muslim faith. Europe cannot afford stereotyping that closes minds and breeds hatred, and the world cannot afford a Europe that does this. So, to counter this polarization and to counter the problems that comes with it, we tried not to give more attention to the polarization, to the extremes in the media, but we tried to give the middle a new voice. So that's how we came up with the concept of Dare to be Grey. So don't be black or white, puppy grey. And to explain this being grey, we made also a little animation to make it more understandable for public. So I would like to show this to you.
Express others' opinion. For example, by shouting out loud, or by means of violence. Even though their goals and means differ, they have two things in common. They pretend society is black and white, and they use fear to spread their opinion and intimidate others. They see anyone who disagrees with them as an opponent. The media feast on this yelling and mud tossing. But what they do not know is, society does not work that way, and that we have more people on our side. Now it's time for our narrative. It's time for the grey story. Dare to be grey.
So you've now heard about the rationale behind the campaign, and also well, what we're trying to do. So to raise awareness that there is not only black and white, but that grey is important for the debate and for society. So how do we try to achieve that? Well, by an online and offline campaign with different elements, and well, they are listed here, and I will go through these different elements. So, well, first some statistics on how many people we reached on different social media channels. And we used Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. Originally, when we started the program, we were very ambitious with a broad range of different social media platforms that we all tried to use to the fullest extent. But we soon realized that it might be more effective to focus really on Facebook and just to make the other channels complementary to that. So Facebook is the main pillar of the online campaign. The different types of content of the campaign. We have a video series, 50 Colors of Grey, and well, that is personal stories. We try to interview people who really have, well, we are civic minded and who really play a role in society. Try to make well, the Netherlands a better place, you may say, and to let them explain why grey is so important. And also we really try to use interview a really diverse range of people so that everyone can get a bit of recognition from that. And well, I have done a lot of work on this series, and well, it also, for me, I sometimes got quite enthusiastic about well, seeing that there are a lot of people who want to contribute in a positive way to a better society. So that's, and we try to also to convey that with the videos. We have also a photo series called I Am, and well, these are photos with a story. So people they are on the picture in a certain format, and we can show one of the pictures. This is an example of a picture. So well, it's in the format with the gray background. So and there is room for people to explain what they understand, how they see grey, and how they see society. And well, this is another example. So different people can really get a personal so that this becomes a really diverse picture. We also have a platform called Everybody Dares. It's an opportunity for people to contribute, to make their own contributions to the Dare to Be Great project. So we have had people who have sent in stories, who have sent in videos, photographs of their own, and they are also shown on our Facebook page and other social media platforms. Offline, we also did several activities. We have organized a debate about breeding grounds for radicalization with over 200 people who attended, interesting speakers and a discussion. And we also plan to organize more debates, also together with municipalities. And this is an interesting way to reach out to people who may not be that involved online, but to reach them in their own community. On tour, we have been on tour a few days, a week, and we went to a different city every day, and just to fly to speak to people, and well, that was really also a very nice experience. Not always, there are also a lot of other people with flyers and things, so well, you get ignored a lot of times, but when you do get to speak to people, well, you get really nice conversations, so that's good. And these are the cities where we've been, so Amsterdam, Den Haag, Rotterdam, Utrecht, Den Bosch and Tilburg. Another offline component of the campaign, which we are developing at the moment really with a high intensity, is the Generation Grey education project. So we go to schools and 50 to 70, probably the age group, and we try to get people of that age involved by posing questions and by just well, get them to think about what it means grey and what it means to have an open debate in society. Well, so with the campaign, we've also got quite a lot of attention in media, on television, in newspapers. People, there were some columns also in the newspapers, so that was also really nice for us to notice that there was something about this subject that people were triggered to react to. And also on our own media channels, well, there were some reactions, not always positive, but we really noticed that we were getting people to think about these things. So that is also something that I really appreciate. So, to conclude, Dare to Be Grey is here to stay. That was a bit of a catchphrase. And what we actually mean is that we are at the moment really trying to make this sustainable effort and to get funds to really just, this is of course a university project, but we try to turn it into well, a sort of business, you might say, a sort of something that can be sustained on the long term, so that we can keep to offer these different aspects that I've just shown, and so that we can go on with the work that we have started. And of course, the winning of the competition yesterday, the Facebook Global Digital Challenge, that was really a good step in the right direction. There was also a bit of money involved and a lot of attention, of course. So that is really positive, and we hope that we can sustain this for long.